You know what most people do when a new year arrives? They are telling themselves, I'm going to crush these goals. I'm going to own this year. But then 2 weeks later, they've fallen off track and are doing the exact same things that they were doing before. New Year's resolutions do not work. When it comes to New Year's resolutions, we're not usually taught how to stay dedicated to our vision. There needs to be a vision built around the things that you want to create in your life and your business. I will be going over 5 ways to stay dedicated to your vision. And in addition to that, I have a free 3-day challenge coming up. And it's really going to dive deeper into staying dedicated to your vision. Actually, this challenge is tied to a course that I host. It's called The Possibilities. I'll leave the link in the description. Step 1 is remind yourself every single day of the bigger picture. This is your vision. This is the thing that you are aiming for. This is the thing that you want to create as a reality. I'm a very patient person. I believe in delayed gratification because I used to get caught up in instant gratification and wanting things to change on my timeline when I really didn't know that there were some things that I needed not only to do, but I also had to do some things in order to be the person who had the life or business that I wanted to make a reality. That requires growth. So you want to have a big enough vision to where it's so big that it's not going to be accomplished in 90 days. Like I'm thinking about a 3 to 5 year vision. Let me give you an example. My ultimate goal, like with my business, and this does impact my personal life for sure, is to have my first $1 million year or unleash your ambition. And I've given myself until the year that I turned 50. I'm 45 right now. I gave myself a long enough runway. I want you to remind yourself of the big picture. What do you want to create for your life and your business? So I'm talking about a goal so big that you may not even believe it, but it's something in your heart that you know that you want. Another way to stay dedicated to your vision is to celebrate your wins. And I'm not talking about the big things that you achieve. I'm talking about every day, find something to celebrate, because guess what? You have another day on this earth that you are able to work towards the things that you, not only the things that you want to create in your life and in your business, but also who you're becoming along the way. Every single thing that you do matters, even the things that seem so insignificant. It's never one big thing that you're doing to achieve your goals. It's never one big thing. I'm always fascinated with bodybuilders and, and how just ripped they get, right? I've always been fascinated, but I'm not the type of person that's dedicated to doing the tedious thing every single day. That's their vision, right? But I'm still fascinated by it because what I hear over and over again from people that are bodybuilders is that they're just doing these mundane things every day, doing the reps every single day. And it did not take a month, a week. It took years for them to get the physique that they have. And they were patient enough to stay dedicated to their vision. The best things in life take time to build. So you have to be patient. But along the way, you want to celebrate every single thing that you're doing to get you there. And the reason why you do this, you want to train your mind about positive reinforcement. To celebrate my wins, it could be like just these things that I do that are only meaningful to me. So celebrating a win, it could be me taking a little extra nap during the day. It could be me buying this thing. It could be me cooking some brownies. It could be whatever it's going to bring me joy. And that's going to make me feel good. It doesn't have to be some fancy vacation or some big purchase. It could be anything. The last win that I did, and it was launching my online series and completing it. It just finished last week, even though it's still running. The back end stuff I completed. So what I did to celebrate my win for completing that, I bought a Kindle book. That was my celebration, right? So you want to make sure you're celebrating your wins and keeping that top of mind, because you are training your mind about positive reinforcement for the actions that you're taking. So it's very intentional. It's not like you're just celebrating. there's different layers here. Most of all, on your subconscious mind, you're training it to know that when you do these things, you're going to get a reward. I mean, our minds work like that. So, or actually our brains, not our mind. Our brains work like that. But if we give our minds positive reinforcement, most likely we're going to keep on moving forward no matter what challenges come along the way, because they're coming. All right, they're coming. So achieving your goals is a long, difficult process. I do not sugarcoat anything. Achieving any goal that is like huge, it's hard to do, especially with the mindset that you're equipped with today. Like, you do not have to have solid belief in achieving the goal. One thing that has helped me greatly is and I'll get around, let me get into step 3 because I want to talk about this. Step 3 is about surrounding yourself around supportive people. This has been huge for me. First 5 years of my business, I tried to do everything alone. I'm a self-starter. I know I'm smart. I know I can get things done. I'm very independent. However, I was my own worst enemy when it came to this area. My growth didn't happen until I started intentionally surrounding myself around people who were supportive, intentionally surrounding myself around people who already achieved the thing that I wanted to achieve. So you must have a support system. I call it engineering your collaborative network. And this is for business and for life. You've got to do this. And this can be online or in person. I'm an introverted person, so I really don't go out that much. A lot of my connections are made online, and I'm okay with that, because here's the thing. I spent many, many years being around people who I thought were supportive of me, my quote unquote friends, but they didn't give a damn about me. They didn't give a damn about my goals. Matter of fact, looking back, I know that they did not want me to succeed. I literally changed my environment in 2015 to move from Texas to Colorado, because I knew that environment, just being in the city of San Antonio, was not supportive of me. Too many memories, running into too many people that were from my past. Not saying that I could, I'm blaming them for it. No, it's just I knew I needed to surround myself in a new environment. And I'm not saying you need to do anything drastic like I did, but for me personally, it was the best thing I ever did, even though I was scared to death of moving to a new state without a cushion of money to move, right? We didn't even have a place when we decided to move here. Like, we didn't get our place until the day that we were going back to Texas. A whole nother story of how miracles can happen and how you stay dedicated to your vision. But I literally had to get rid of all of my friends. One of the hardest relationships that I had to let go of was my relationship with my best friend. We're still friends, but we're not close like we used to be. We grew up together, and we've had quite a journey when we were younger. But I knew that I needed to remove myself from her, and from certain people, and put myself in a new environment to grow. And I had to engineer a whole new support system that I knew was going to help me stay dedicated to my vision. So I've invested in mentors, coaches. Whenever I create my own programs or workshops or courses, I always want to make sure the people that are in there are also dedicated to their vision. I don't like to let anyone and everyone into my energetic space, right? Even if it's at an income loss, which it isn't. It's never been. But I want to make sure I'm very intentional about the people that I let into my energetic space. Now, outside of that, you want to make sure that you are surrounded by people who absolutely understand what you're doing and want to see you continue to grow. They will hold you accountable. They will know when you're playing small. They will know when you're starting to withdraw. Because we do this. I know I do this whenever things are overwhelming in my life, or a circumstance happens that seems so big that I don't know what to do. I start withdrawing, right? I start talking to people less. The people in my support system will address that. They will call me out on my stuff, and and I work through it and I move on. I keep on moving forward. Another thing, you might have people in your own household who do support you and they love you and they want you to do the best, but you're not able to communicate with them and share with them the things that are the most important to you when it comes to staying dedicated to your vision and achieving specific goals. My husband, I love him. He supports anything that I do, but there's some things he just won't understand that I'm talking about. So I can't use him as a sounding board all of the time. I cannot get his opinion all the time because he's so supportive of me. He will not give me criticism. Okay. And that does not help me at all. Uh, because I need the critiquing. I need somebody with an outside perspective that's beyond my mind to help me see new things, because we only have our own perspective until we start bringing people into our space to help us see the possibilities, to help us see ourselves. Like, they are like a mirror. And I love to surround myself around people who have experienced the things that I've experienced, who have experienced the things that I'm about to experience or currently experiencing. So I have a support system of people at different levels, right? And I can still learn from people who have not experienced what I want to experience or will be experiencing. Matter of fact, I have a membership where people are at all different stages and we can all learn from each other. So I do have that built in too, right? The goal that you want is to surround yourself around with supportive people. And I mean, really supportive people, people who will call you out on your BS, because your mind is going to do whatever it takes and play all sorts of tricks to keep you the same, to keep you from achieving your goals. Step 4, stay flexible. I mentioned earlier, things are going to happen. You're going to go through the ringer several times this year. You know, and looking back, some years aren't as chaotic as others, but I've noticed that most years are chaotic, but it's the way that I'm perceiving that year. Right? It's the way that I'm perceiving. It's the way that I'm being. It's the way that I'm problem solving. It's the way that I'm, I guess, reacting, responding. I might be reacting or responding. I don't know. It just really depends. Like I said, it really starts with what's going on in our mind. So you want to stay flexible. You want to give yourself self-compassion, self-love. One thing that I know for sure about me, I can be my worst critic. So I always make sure that I practice self-compassion. It's important to have a clear vision and plan, but it's also important to be open to new opportunities too. So this is why I talk about being flexible. So maybe, for example, and I'm going to frame this around business. You know what? I also have a personal thing I want to share. Okay. So, and I see this a lot with my clients, is that they will set out a vision and plan. And I like for us to work in 90-day increments to reach whatever ultimate vision, because what I've learned over the years, like if you try to plan out your whole year, and you can have an idea of what you want to accomplish in a year, but if you want to plan it out month by month, week by week, day by day, you're kind of setting yourself up. Right. And you're kind of confining yourself. I've learned this just from personal experience, because what I used to do with my private clients is that we would map out a 3-year goal, like quarter to quarter to quarter. Right. Don't do that anymore. I keep it simple. All right. 90 days. Of course, you want to have your ultimate vision. Right. And you want to map out the next 90 days. You go through that 90 days and reflect on what you liked, what you didn't like, and then tweak what you did over that last 90-day period, and then make the tweaks and run it again the next 90-day period. So things are going to change every 90-day period. You're going to have to adjust and recorrect. So a lot of things that I've learned with my clients is that if things don't turn out the way that they imagined it in their head, they get hard on themselves. They limit themselves. They start giving up. Right? So my job is to help them be open to the possibilities of new opportunities that will help them get what they want, and also to help them not limit themselves. There are an infinite number of ways for you to get whatever you want. But for some reason, our brains only want to focus on a singular way to get what we want, because that we're only aware of maybe 1, 2, or 3 ways, but you got to remember there is an infinite number of ways, and there's no way that we will know all of those ways. So the easiest way to like just wrap your head around this is like be open to the possibilities, be open for new opportunities. Like you got to be open to this, because there are opportunities in front of us every single day, multiple times a day, and we need to be aware of it. That way we know, oh, I can do this thing in order to help me get what I want. And it might not even look like an opportunity at the time, which is the funniest thing. It might not even look like an opportunity. But the way that you can decide if it's aligned with your vision is, can you see it being something that's going to help you move closer to the thing that you want? Or at the very least, be open to the possibility that that opportunity, that which could be disguised as a setback, is the thing that's actually going to help you achieve whatever goal. Right? Last year I had many financial setbacks. So things really didn't go as planned last year for me. And that's okay, because I was able to grow and learn some new things of how I wanted to move forward. Matter of fact, it helped me simplify my business. Basically, I got sick with COVID, and it took me months to recover, and which meant that I was working less, even though now that I have other investment income streams coming in. Matter of fact, that's what helped me, with money. And if I did not decide 3 years ago to start dialing in hard on generational wealth, I don't know where my family would be right now. We'd probably be living with my dad, and I don't want that. I'm a 45-year-old woman with a 7-year-old and a husband. I do not want to be living at my dad, even though I would be grateful for it, but I don't want that, right? So those setbacks that I experienced last year were actually opportunities for me to grow. Were actually opportunities for me to see how I could simplify my business in a way to where I could double my income this year. Without that setback of getting sick, if I didn't have that, I probably would be still doing the same things that I was doing before and making it harder. So I hope this is making sense. I hope this is helpful. Okay. So I guess all in all, what I mean by this, don't be afraid to pivot. Remind yourself there's an infinite number of ways for you to get what you want. There's not a singular way. There's never a singular way. We can't even wrap our heads around infinite number of possibilities. Like our little pea brains just can't understand the vastness of the universe and the vastness of probabilities and math. It's infinite. I don't even know. I know what the word means, but there's no way that I can wrap that around in my head. So just being open to the possibilities that there is definitely a way, many ways to achieve my goals. I need to be open to the possibilities and opportunities that will help me get there. Okay. Step 5, my mouth is not wanting to work with me anymore. Again, I had oral surgery, which I perceived as a setback, but then there was a gift in disguise behind this. I'm on a personal note, I don't know if you care or not, but there was a version of me probably maybe about 6 years ago. I would not host a live stream with the way that I'm speaking right now. And you may not notice it. I notice it because I'm so self-conscious, but I'm wearing a retainer because I'm in the middle of getting a lot of dental work. I have a dental plan going on. And I've had to have teeth removed. I'm going to be getting implants soon. I still have some other work that I'm going to be doing. So I have a retainer in, and it's hard for me to talk. I have a lisp. It feels like the retainer is going to fall. So I have a habit of wanting to my tongue to hold it up, even though it doesn't need to be held up. but it's very uncomfortable. And 6 years ago, I would have been so self-conscious about it that I would have never dared to do a live stream. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even be on video the way that I am right now. So the gift in this is that I'm showing up no matter what. And I share this with you. It's just like, don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to adjust your plan. Okay. So there's that. Okay. Last thing, and then I will let you go. Thank you for hanging out with me for this long. How long have I been doing this? I don't even know. Step 5, most important thing of all. Don't give up. Don't give up. Whatever you want to create in your life, whatever you want to create in your business, it's yours. We have not been taught as a society, especially here in America, North America, USA, we have not been taught about delayed gratification. We have not been taught how to keep going, even when things are so damn hard. We're not taught that if we just make some pivots, work on our mindset, surround ourselves around people that support us, be open to the infinite number of possibilities to get what we want, having a clear vision and staying dedicated to it. Like, we're not taught any of this, right? So it's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing to do. I used to give up all the time. I was the queen of failure. Didn't bother me at all, right? Until I discovered I had fear of success, right? Didn't bother me at all until I discovered that. So don't give up. Get the support. Surround yourself around people. You're worthy, period, right? Whether you achieve your goals or not, you're worthy, period. You're worthy, period, right? Achieving your goals is going to take perseverance, dedication, grit, pivoting, work. I don't want to say hard work, because I think when I hear people say hard work, it makes you think that you're working more, a lot more. And I'm kind of taught that, right? But it's a lie. You don't have to work more in order to achieve your goals. It's about thinking differently. It's about being different. It's about embodying the version of you who has already achieved your goals. So inside the possibilities, we are going over 7 key areas that will help you not only map out your vision, but stay dedicated to it. I will leave the link in the description box. I think I still need to update the page for it, but I will leave it there. It's not happening for 2 weeks, for another 2 weeks, but I'm also going to be leaving it below a link to the cash flow challenge in about 5 steps to or I don't know if it's 5 steps, but it's about staying dedicated to your vision. I'll have more details about it. I don't have that right now because I wanted to do this first, but if you want to help with mapping out your vision and staying dedicated to it this year, join me. It's a free challenge, but there's also a paid version. If you don't feel called to join the paid version, that's fine. Either way, you're going to get huge value out of it. Either way, I'm going to help you stay dedicated this year. So I guess that's it. If you have any questions about anything that I've shared, put them in the comments. I will be adding the comments. I'm going to be editing this YouTube video because there's some things that need to be cut out so I can condense it a little bit. But if you have any questions about anything, let me know. I really appreciate you watching this live or watching the replay. I really, really appreciate you. And I hope that you have a fabulous weekend. And I'll see you next time. Bye.